What's up, world? I go by J Scott. This is a video that I think is relevant to the times of dating, current times, the dynamic between men and women, certain geographical areas, certain perceptions. It would just encompass a whole lot of things. and This is about how men can quench the thirst of being so thirsty and desperate. One, try to understand the dynamic and amongst you and the women that you meet out in the world, wherever, through friends, on the street, school, work, church, wherever. Understand if you're dealing with a woman that's in a relationship, and there are always signs if a woman is in a relationship. Typically, if she's friendly and really nice, in a good mood all the time, there's a good chance that she's in a happy relationship. Now, some men can take that as her being flirty, which is not the case. Because guys who take a woman's kindness as being flirty, often it's because he's thirsty or desperate or looking for a way in. Now, if a woman is overly friendly, and I think most of us know when someone is being flirty or they're at least trying to know more about you, then there's a good chance that she's single. And she's single and more than likely a little desperate because it's not common in our society for women to initiate conversations with men, especially in a sensual or flirtatious manner. And that means she's on the prowl and she's looking. And we're in 2015 where women are more empowered. So that is normally a clear sign that she wants to talk to you or that she's interested. But always be leery of a woman that is aggressive. As aggressive as she is, she's also typically the one who will break up with you or break your heart because she's the aggressor. She's the initiator. She will always feel in control. Now, you have other women who are single who are really reserved, but they show you enough attention for you to try to talk to them or get at them. And that's typically because they've been hurt. They are fragile. They're timid. They've been through some bad experiences. Or they're just socially awkward. But it's really more so the latter of the two, that they're damaged goods. And they have to treat everything with sensitivity, take baby steps. So they give you the opportunity to sell yourself to them, to see if you're someone that they just want to be friends, talk to for that moment, or go further with. Now, when dealing with women like this, you have to be patient because she's scarred. She's scorned. Something happened to her. And you need to take time to get to know her and find out some of her baggage and some of the things she's been through to truly see if that is something that you want to get yourself involved with. Because often that can be a disastrous situation. Thirdly, which are a lot of people, a lot of men's favorite out there, the girls that have no strings attached, who just want to have fun, looking for what you're looking for. Now, it does depend on your geographic area. If you live in a major county like I do, Los Angeles County, there's a lot of superficial behavior. The women-men ratio is probably about equal. And through my experiences of going to clubs here and hanging out here, there's a lot of dudes in the clubs. It's like 2 to 3 guys trying to mack at one girl. And a lot of women develop this overconfidence, this arrogance, this big-headedness because so many guys are always trying to talk to them when they go out, even if they're not fine or attractive. I mean, I've lived in other states, been to other areas, and I see women who are way finer than some of the women I've seen growing up here in LA, but they are the most wholesome, social, easygoing people because they don't live in this dynamic where it's equal men to women. In most cities I go to, especially smaller cities, it's probably 2 to 1 women, the women to men ratio. And therefore you have a lot of women who are desperate, who are looking for situations, who will put up with a lot more. Here in LA, it's all about what you have, what you look like. You're a pretty boy. You look like somebody who's flashy, but you live at home with your mama, can't put any gas in the gas tank of your car. But you have that looking at appeal, that pretty boy swag, that I'm a baller or I'm a thug. Because everything here is about a facade to people. People who are really born and bred from LA typically don't think like that, but there are a lot of dream catchers here, a lot of dream snatchers here. People who want that attention, who want that appeal. And that makes dating in a city like this very difficult, at least in finding quality women. Now, there are a lot of easy women out here. These are women who've been through everything. And at the end of the day, as you get older and mature more, that's not something you want. And you have to understand that you have to be selective as you get older as a man. Because as a man, your stock builds as you get older. Some people may say it's sexist. It may be, but this is from my experience. A woman could eat good, diet, work out, take care of herself, do all those good things. And still, her stock won't rise the way a man's stock rises as he get older. And it's especially when a man hits his 30s, if he's handling his business, not out getting women, crazy women pregnant and, not doing anything with his life. If he's a productive male with goals, his stock will steady go up. A woman's stock starts to either level off, go up just a little bit, or decline. Because biologically, women have a certain age range to where they can get pregnant. And a woman may be a teenager in her early 20s or mid 20s being stuck up and being a bitch now, but by the time all those years of thoughting go by the time she reaches her 30s and she hasn't had a child, you will see the desperate and thirsty tactics some women will resort to have a child. At the end of the day, that is our purpose of living. Self-preservation, the best way to do it is to reproduce. Even though there's not as much of an emphasis on getting married and having kids anymore, it's still something that's very important to people, especially the average woman. Even men. I mean, when I was young, I didn't think twice about having kids. I felt like I would never want to have kids. Now that I'm almost 30, I feel that desire to have kids one day. And because of that, me as a man who's been single for a while, I mean, now I'm seeing someone, but for so many years, I typically understand the average woman's dilemma or mind state about having a child. I understand that it's to the second, maybe even the 10th power of urgency for them to have a child. Now, I've had friends, female friends. I mean, they sleep with people who are married in situations, whatever they can to have that child. They lower their standards to an all-time low just to have a child. Now, as a man, you get older, you get wiser, you become more selective. The thirst calms down a little bit. As you invest in your goals, you look more towards your priorities and how can I accomplish things. And you realize the more you invest in yourself and in your goals, the more women or more positive people, period, who want to be around you. Those women who treated you bad or shallow or whatever the case may be when you were younger, even though you were a nice guy, those women were not ready. They were not ready for something good. And they may never, ever will be, a lot of them. A lot of them put on a good front like they're mature, they have things under control, but they don't. A lot of them just as shallow as the average man who's out here trying to have sex with a girl. So you have to understand at the end of the day, the dynamic in which you're dealing with. You have to understand sacrifice, being selective, and just taking time to do certain things, to move to the next step or move in certain directions with people. I don't recommend sleeping with someone on the first date. I mean, I guess go ahead if you know you'll never talk to that person again, but I've always felt like it's good to at least feel that person out the first time you hang out with them or deal with them. Because you never know if you're dealing with some crazy psycho bitch. And I'm just being real with you. And women, you never know if you're dealing with some crazy psycho dude. There's a lot of them out there. Obviously, every day people come up missing. Every day somebody's filing a restraining order, or someone's showing up at someone's job, or someone's constantly blowing somebody's phone up. So just take the time. Then again, if you don't care about your life, I don't know what to tell you. That, well, hopefully you used to grow up or you start to care. So this is the first video, some thoughts. I want to get you guys' thoughts too. So feel free to, get back at me. I'm on YouTube /ObjectiveJ. I go by J Scott. do music, production, video, videography, things like that, editing. And let me know what you think. All right.